Cool.
All good.
Cool.
How are you feeling
Awesome,
then?
bro. Wonderful. I'm excited to be out here.
Ready
Weight's
for fight
great.
week?
Yeah, ready to fight. I mean, tomorrow's officially fight week, I guess, being Tuesday, but it's wonderful, bro. Like, you should see the accommodations, the way the UFC did everything. Like, like, you didn't even touch your luggage to come in here, right? They're just super, super cool. Like, everybody here is so welcoming. I met a lot of other Africans, right? People from Nigeria, Cameroon, Gabon, Rwanda. Like, so like they're very, very welcoming. They work here at the hotel. They're just like, oh, what are you doing here? Like, we follow you on Twitter. Like, just super, super cool. But the UFC staff, man, they are the best in the world. From the PI team to the equipment to the media to the travel team. Like, they just make everything awesome, bro. So it's been a great, great trip so far.
Yeah, it's looked like it from everything that I've seen on your story and that. I mean, you always have fun with Costa and everyone else you're with, Seki or whoever. I love you guys. It's hilarious watching your story sometimes because whether you're shaving Seki's head or whether Costa's slapping you around the edge, it's hilarious.
It's funny, but he did what he got me getting. Like, let's take a picture. But all right, smack me in the head.
I see that.
Yes, it's so funny, man. We have they were great guys. I got Barbarino with me this trip. Seki had to stay back home. Seki got a house, man. He got his first house, which was awesome. So he's been setting that up. So we're happy. But my dad's cornered me for the first time, which is a huge honor. Diego, I was laying down in bed. We were watching like a movie because we were in quarantine, and he threw an apple at my head, like a hard apple. I was like, "What are you doing?" We started like fighting each other. It was so funny. It's been a great trip, man. It's like a fun cruise. So yeah, always having a great time.
Yeah, always. And obviously, Brian Barbarona's come with you, like you just said. Oh, he's cut out. Yeah, he's come with. He's come with you, and he's like, I've been keeping an eye on his story as well, and he seems like he's looking for a fight. Seriously, like he wants to fight.
Hopefully, I'm hoping so, man. Hopefully on the 17th or the 24th, like hopefully he gets the fight. We definitely got to do it too.
Yeah,
I think they're talking about that guy, Ramaka or something like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Who's that? Sorry,
he's supposed to fight the guy from Kazakhstan, Ramakov.
I don't know his name. No.
Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. Stepping in for it. So
that'd be good.
Brian's let's say Bam and Chulo will take it over. That's my dude. So
yeah,
I'm excited for him, man.
And obviously, in his last fight, you actually cornered him, didn't you?
Yeah, man. I had the honor to corner him, and really happy for him making his comeback, and better than ever. So it was fun, man. It was fun prep for it, and it was fun to see him back, and it's good to see him healthy too, even after it. So.
Yeah. And how is it for you, like cornering? Do you like cornering your teammates?
I love it, man. I'm a fight fan, man. I like listening to podcasts. I love watching fights. I love being there. I love talking. I literally love every bit of it, and especially cornering, especially guys that I know, like my friends and my tribesmen. It's the fun, especially when they're prepared and you got to be a part of it. That's cool to me because like running around, like it's so funny because Scott and Brian still are two huge influences for me, and when I was helping Brian get ready for his fight, like running to CVS to go get this or running to the grocery store to go get this, like you still feel like the young guy who's running around doing his job, doing his part, and I honored to do that, So it's been fun, man. It's just cool. Then like helping training to see him go in there, man. He's zoned in. We're in the locker room, and he's probably standing still for 2 to 3 minutes, like zoned down, like just ready to fight, and it was super cool to be a part of, and so inspiring, so much fun. And then right after the fight, he was like, what's wrong? He's just ready to be back with his family. He's such a family guy. It made it really, really cool. So he's my bro, man. He's really my bro. Always giving me good advice, and we were talking about everything. So I enjoy being with him, and it's a special trip for me to share this whole experience with him. Being on another part of the world. I haven't been out the country since I was in high school. I went to Canada, but I really like not too far. So it's been cool to fly a little bit and start doing what I've been praying about.
Yeah, that must be really nice for you, not going on holiday for a while, being somewhere so nice and like you said, being treated so well by the UFC. It's like you're on holiday, but it's not just a holiday. It's like a 5-star holiday.
Yeah, it really is, man. It's like you get all right, man. The best holiday for me is when there's a fight, and that's exactly how it is. It's like Abu Dhabi is absolutely beautiful. I love warm weather, so like being 90 something at night is perfect for me. I haven't even been today we're out of quarantine, but I like that idea of being in quarantine. I feel like quarantine during the beginning of the pandemic was actually beneficial for me because I got to stay to myself. Thanks to my dad, Brian, and Diego went out to ride the bikes and stuff and see everything. And I stayed back, man. It was nice to chill, right, and really enjoy this time. Because, can imagine like you're always going. So when you finally get a opportunity to chill out there, you're like, I'm enjoying it. So it's been fun, man. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, you definitely got to enjoy them moments. So
So much, man.
why was it now? What was the reason for now of choosing like your dad to come out with you and Corny? Was it because of Fight Island or any other reason?
A couple of things. So it's funny. So before I was in the UFC, I was telling my dad we watched the Cater fight. Cater versus
Stevens.
Who did he fight on fight? Stevens. Oh, actually, he fought Stevens in what? Florida. But who did he fight in Abu Dhabi? Fought somebody.
Was it Danny
Tough
Gay?
guy.
Danny
Yeah.
Gay.
And I remember watching that, and I was like, we had everybody over, my girlfriend, my people. We were just kind of watching the fights. Because like, oh, cool, Fight Island started. Like, let's see what it's about. And I was like, man, how awesome would it be to be in the UFC? How awesome would it be to be on Fight Island? How awesome would it be to be there? My dad's like, you go to Fight Island, I'm going with you. And I looked at him like, you corner me? I've been asking, because I've asked him to corner me before, and he's like, oh, I don't know. Your mom and I pray, and we're together. And I was like, man, if I go to Fight Island, Dad, you got to come with me. He's like, you sure? And even still, he's like, you sure this person doesn't need to go? This person doesn't need to go? And it kind of worked out because my coach was back to back with Scott, Joe, myself twice in Vegas, and then Brian. And like he never really had a chance to stay home with his family. And he's traveled so much, and my coach doesn't want to risk COVID. He just cares about us all, cares about his family. So it's like, so who would you bring? I'm like, oh, my dad. And Seki wasn't able to go, so like, my dad can still go. And then it's like, I really want him to come out. He's always wanted to come down to the Middle East. He's traveled the world. He's been from Congo, been all over Africa, been all over Europe, been to Australia and New Zealand, been to Singapore. So he's been all over the world, and they were anywhere, every continent except for Antarctica and South America. I think that's the only two places he hasn't been to. So he's definitely been just everywhere. And I'm like, man, like, why don't you come? And he's been having fun. He's been like wearing a GoPro and filming. He's been enjoying to see some stuff with the YouTube channels coming out, man. So it's been a lot of fun. And we are blessed, man. So blessed.
No, that is great that you can share this moment not only with your teammates and everyone that puts in the work, but also your dad that's been there obviously since you were born.
Sheesh, yeah, he's a special man, man. He's my huge inspiration to have him here. That's what I say. It's an honor to have him in my corner, but it's really an inspiration too.
Mm-hmm.
Like he makes everything so much fun. He sees Diego and I pick it up. He's like, stop hitting Diego. He's like, my dad always says, you know, I can slap Impa, right? I've been whipping him since he was a kid. So it's been fun.
So obviously, does the Fight Island fight week, obviously fight week starts tomorrow, but does it feel any different than a normal fight week? Any more pressure, any more build up or anything like that?
No, none of that. The only thing that's different is like it's my first international fight, so you're like learning things. But the UFC does such a great job. I feel like I'm home. Like I always say, everywhere I fight, I feel this is home. Like Vegas feels like I'm home. Fighting Vegas feels home. I have 3 homes: Charlotte, North Carolina, Las Vegas, Nevada, and now Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. So like this is like it's home for me. I love it. I'm walking around like I feel comfortable. I'm not even like out of place, out of sorts. I'm learning things, asking people about the culture. The staff at the hotel is amazing. They're like, what do you need? So for me, fight week is wonderful. I'm excited to really get to it. Like sign the paperwork, get everything going, run around, make sure my teammates are good, my weight's great. There's no issue. I have a beautiful workout room. I give a balcony. Like you feel lavish. There's no more pressure. I mean, I think the pressure I would only put it would be on myself, but it's not like I don't feel that I'm at peace. I'm calm, and I love that feeling for fight week. So it's a blessing to be here, man. So.
Yeah. And obviously you're going to be fighting Joaquin Buckley on October the 10th, this weekend coming up. Did you know much about him before you got matched up with him or you got offered him?
Yeah, man, Buckley, he's well, before the fight, no, I've heard about him because my coach mentioned him.
Mm-hmm.
I know what he saw with the UFC, talk about he fought maybe, I forget his first fight was. Oh, sorry, not first fight. He fought Holland, first fight. And I remember that. I was like, okay, cool, because I was hoping to fight Holland or somebody. Mm-hmm. And I just saw that he fought in Bellator, he fought in LFA. He's done well. He likes to throw punches, and he's kind of like another guy, kind of similar to Maki, but he has his own skill set too, for sure. I like that he comes to fight. Respect that for sure. We bumped into each other in Vegas. I haven't seen him since I've been here. Maybe I didn't notice it was him, but respectful. Like just bumped into, shook his hand, got him to give him a hug and move forward. And then he's a cool guy, so like I definitely respect him. And he tagged me in his post and was like, "See you soon." And I was like, "All right, cool." I like people like that. Like I know respect. So if anything, man, he's a cool guy, and I'm grateful because he could have said no. I took the fight right away, and he could have said that, but he took it. So, man, like looking forward to claiming his victory and respecting him after. The UFC does a great job. Like we're on different charter flights, and nobody's really bumping into each other, and I think it makes for a smoother fight week. So, other than that, like I like the way he fights. I think he has a good heart, man. He comes to fight. He has a heart, man. He's been some fights you can just see he's not a guy who just.
You froze then for a minute.
Oh, my fault. I just say, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I'll just say he has a good heart, man. I see him get in there and bang it out.
Yeah. Is that how you see the fight going then? It's a bit of a swinging one.
I feel like he'd be swinging. I'm gonna be smart, precise, intelligent. Really, I could get in there and bang. I love to, but really, I want to start opening up now, man. Like it's time to start showing what we really can do and finish this fight. And I believe we have the opportunity to finish this fight and go claim that. So, focus is get in there, step in, walk the dog. Get in there, touch, clean it up, nice straight shots, and get in and out and go home. Finish the fight, man. That's we're going there to do our job, and otherwise we'll do this weekend.
And obviously, in your last fight against Maki Pitolo, it was a good fight. It was an enjoyable fight, and then you eventually won by decision. And you came out and you said afterwards that there was a few things in the fight that you didn't really like what you were doing. What sort of things were them?
Man, a couple of things, man. I didn't get going like as quickly as I like to. I wasn't moving well, like the way I need to. I think I moved well enough, in a sense like I was in my shell, my structure didn't take any damage. Grateful about that. It was more so like I know I can do better with my head movement and my setting up shots, which will show this is about for sure. And I believe I could finish the fight. There were a couple of shots where he ate him, and I was like, man, if I had a little more snap on my punch, or if I followed up on this combination and put things together, so gotta put even more pedal, put my foot on the gas more. Could definitely got on with the fight. As far as like when you would feint shots, sometimes I would lean too quickly, so different things, and then I could mix it up more. But from that performance, even we were watching, I'm like, there's something that I'm happy I did. I know we've definitely improved since then, so I'm excited.
Yeah, it would be good to see. Obviously, the difference between the last fight and the next fight, because I found with you, even from like the Contender Series fights that I've watched, you have made improvements every time, even if it has been like 2 weeks in between your fights. You always make improvements.
The testimony of my training partners, my coach, and training with a few guys like Barbarina, Scott, Weidman, Honeycutt, Salter, so like having all those guys in between and talking to them and re-breaking things down. My head coach, getting there, getting accurate, refining. That's been the main thing, especially Diego Costa. Man, he's been awesome. And talking to Seki nutritionally, like it's been incredible. So I'm very, very excited and ready to get after it. So I'm excited to really definitely excited to show these improvements, man. Hopefully fight again on the 17th and the 24th, or one of the 2 days, to finish out Fight Week, Fight Island. Sorry.
Yeah, I love it. And what would you say like you learn more? Would you learn more outside of the cage when you're training in that sort of environment, or do you learn more when you're in the cage fighting in a real fight? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. But I learn more. Sometimes you feel like you're learning so much more while you're in the middle of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really training, because like the fight for sure. Like I think the fight is where I learn to make my adjustments. Like when I really need to make my adjustments. Like in training, you make your adjustments when your partner might going after you. But the training aspect is the straighter right hand, how you turn your shoulders, your shoulder girdle, you breaking it down. The midsection is where you're like almost like you do the same thing 400,000 times, like literally probably 400 times at least, and they're saying, do it like this, do it like this. And you're not getting it, and you finally get it, and then you mess it up, you want to get it again. Like, that to me is wonderful, because that's where I'm learning. I'm breaking it down. Then I can think about it, and it translates to my training. You're like, oh my gosh, like what I was messing up a week ago, I can get it down now, but how many times I need to work on it? So definitely training. And then like you train with such awesome training partners, I had great head coaching. Like you have the opportunity to make so many mistakes in training, and you have the opportunity to learn from those and not make those again. And that's like the consistency that comes with it is what it's allowed me to make those improvements, man. But it's a testament to who's around me and the training partners that I have. Like Diego, man, the second he found out we had a fight, he came back from the wedding and was like, let's go. Him and Coach were on it. Coach had him take the reins, and having Diego start leading these charges, man, it means a lot.
Yeah, it's great to have that team around you.
Yeah, it's really a blessing, man, especially this young in my career in my life. So definitely say training is what I've been learning more of my things. I think I take reflecting on the fights I learn, but that translates to training too. Like, oh, okay, well, remember I did this in the fight. Let me not do this again. Maybe I keep doing this.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a mixture of both. You learn a lot of different way in training than you do in fighting, because like you say, the fighting is more of the experience rather than the technique side of things. Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
You learn from.
You got yourself a hat now? Sorry, I
Sorry?
just saw that. Maybe you have your own hat now too. He was like, look at you, professional, bro. I like it.
I'm trying.
I like it. I like it. I like it. That's awesome, bro. That's awesome.
So a while back as well, Martin Vettori was looking for a fight, and obviously he was complaining no one in the top 15 was accepting a fight and all this stuff. And you tweeted back at him, and then we had a bit of a back and forth for a while, and it looked like it might have been on the cards. Was there any offers about that or any talks?
No, really, honestly, he wasn't really ready. You know, he was talking, but wasn't ready for it. Nothing against him, but just ran into his agent when I was out in Las Vegas and said, "Can you the fight?" And he was like, "He's too heavy right now." You know,
Okay.
like, well, and I'm like, okay, whatever. So I respect him, but you know, I'm not gonna sugarcoat that at all. Like, don't say you're ready and then not be ready. Like, that's that's dishonorable because like somebody really wants to work and wants to fight. And I respect him. You know, he wants a guy who's higher ranked than him, and I like the way Marvin fights. He's a good fighter, and that's why I'm here to fight the best and to be the best that we do. Like, I'm not here to fight like truly who I'm striving to get to the top, and like, so I respect him. But man, like for me, it was like, okay, I see how it is. And now he's a fighter. I think it's a little ways down the road to compare. And I wish him the best. I really hope he turns victor whoever earns it that fight, and I'll fight whoever. You know, so like I know I'm focused on that, and it helped me though. Really, it did. Like people were like, oh, this guy will fight, this guy will fight, and just kept like kind of letting my social media presence grow, and you know, I was really said what I'm about, and then we got this fight. So happy about that, man.
Yeah, I noticed on your Twitter as well, like a few, when I first started speaking to you, you was like, didn't really have that much following on Twitter, but now you've got quite a bit, I've seen.
Yeah, man, it's been a blessing. I didn't realize how big Twitter was. I was like, let me try using this, and people were just like following, and I was like, oh, cool. So, and then a lot. My coach calls them Emperor's Twitter Angel Army. It's been fun. It's really awesome, man. People are talking about Twitch. People are talking about fights. Who I should fight. They said Todorovic, Impa, who fought this past weekend. Who should I fight next? And they're about fighting Kamzat and Shibayev. And I was I'm like, yeah, I mean, I'll stay here the 17th, 24th, and fight whoever I fight 17th, 24th, and 31st, and whatever, man. I'm here to fight and do what I love to do.
Yeah.
So.
Is that the plan for you then, to just try get Brian a fight, and then if he gets a fight, corner him, and then fight maybe as well if you can on that card, or if not that card, the next one?
Yeah, so hopefully Brian fights on the 24th. If everything goes through. But for me, it's like I love to fight the 17th and serve and be Brian's main guy all that week, or fight on the same card as Brian and still corner him and help him out, or fight, help Brian, fight on the same card, whatever. I mean, our coach and Scott will be here, so it won't be a big deal who we have. But I'd love to fight and get after it, man. So like fight on 17th, fight 24th, and come home to 3 victories in a row.
Now that would be a good story.
And that'd be a blessing for sure. I believe it's possible, man. Like there's so many 85ers next week. I'm like, I'll stay and fight. I'm already here, and then I'll fight again on the 24th, and it'd be awesome to find the same card with Brian. Pray everything goes through with that.
That would be great. And I've seen as well recently Chris Weidman started training at your gym. I'm pretty sure he's moved down to your area, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's about 30 minutes from the gym. He's in a place called Fort Mill, South Carolina, which is on the border of North Carolina. And yeah, we've trained a few times together, man. It's been an awesome experience. Awesome guy, awesome training partner, and we're getting after it. For sure. And he's especially life advice too. We got some chance to talk after training, and like you can see, you know, what helped him get the champion, and like he always tells me like the different lessons he's learned and faith-wise. So it's pretty cool.
And obviously you're in the same weight class as well, because could that be a potential fight in the future?
Chris and I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe like, if you don't fight your training partners out of respect. Yeah. I don't think they would match that up. He's awesome. So like, I mean, I would never call him out. You know, I respect Chris enough to like not even like entertain that.
Yeah.
That's what. Yeah, because I mean, it's just like I don't say like unless he's like champion again, and then that's what I'm striving for. I would definitely respectfully take that, but. I don't see that for a while because just where we are. He said he might have like 3 or 4 more fights left in him. So, I would love to train with him, and play his championship. Then I guess that'd be a possibility, but I never really thought about it like that.
Yeah, you'd much rather just take everything from his head and let him spill the knowledge onto you.
For sure, yeah, and honor that legacy. But yeah, I never really thought about it like that, because I know I guess he fought a light heavyweight once, but mostly like middleweight and that.
Yeah,
so kind of cool.
Yeah, he's pretty much middleweight. And I recently started talking about Adesanya as well, didn't he?
I saw that. That was interesting. I was like, I don't know. I haven't seen him since he's been talking about that fight either. So for sure.
Mm-hmm. So going back to Seki again. In your last fight before you went out, you actually shaved his head to have like the same Mohican as yours. Where did that come from?
So it's like a mark of our tribe, man. My coach has one. Brian had it, and I remember last year I was like, cornered Brian in the first fight I ever cornered in the UFC, but also Brian's first fight I ever cornered him in was UFC Green, but when he fought Randy Brown, and he got a mohawk, and I was like, if you get a mohawk, I'll do it. It's like, no, you want him? I'm like, got to take care of it. And I kind of liked it. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to keep this. And it allows me to represent my tribers and my people. And it's a unity to me. And then Seki was like, I'll do it. And I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, but he didn't get to do it before he left. I was like, I'll cut it for you. And it came out well. And I was excited because everybody was like, oh, why don't you keep that, right? And Seki, like the way his hair came out, and he had it for a while. And his clients back home were like, let's do this. But he rocks it well, man. I think I'm keeping for this fight too. So
yeah, he does look good. He does look good.
I think so. I like it.
So you're gonna have to get a T-shirt made up soon with like Mohawk on it or something.
Man, look, as I read in my mind, one of the things I was like, because I got to work on some different logos and stuff like that. I think about doing one of them with the Mohawk, right? But I guess that kind of means I have to keep my Mohawk for a while too. I almost deleted it, and then I guess, do you know that person who created the Mohawk?
No.
The edit. With the
him, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, what in the world? Yeah, I was like, I'm keeping this now. I'm keeping this for sure. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I think it's like a mark, and I'm like, I'm gonna keep it for a while. Maybe like do some shirts with Mohawk and like a bandana, but with like half Congolese flag and half American flag, like mixed in together for the Mohawk around, cool. Like little character. Yeah, so that'd be something I kind of do. I think I would like to do that.
Yeah, I know the guy that made that edit. Yeah, he's really good at doing stuff like that.
He's really good.
He's got a lot of pictures on his page.
I'd like to ask him to make some other edits. I've had like a lot of cool, awesome people who are supportive and like fans, and that's been a blessing. But I mean, like people like that, that's just like that's a talent. And like instead of me trying to figure out and do it, I would love to support them and what they're doing, and maybe like ask for like 10 more and buy them or something. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, I know for sure he does do like commission work because I've sort of had a sort of partnership with him where he's been doing like my thumbnails for YouTube.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really? Heck yeah! That's awesome.
He's good. But yeah, that's all the questions I got for you, Impa.
Man, that's awesome. I appreciate you having me on. Thanks for your patience with this traveling. I've been trying to figure out like the pockets of time. I didn't even know the time difference at first. So
yeah, it's confusing.